Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Kenisha Says, and I'm Kenisha.
Say what you feel for say. Come here, say what me feel for say. Say what you feel for say.
Alright, so I'm going to give you a minute to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Give a thumbs up for this video, share, and don't forget to put your post notification on. Today, I'll be talking about my transition from Jamaica to USA, to America. This is just my personal experience. Everybody else experienced migrating to a different country. It's different, right? If you watched my previous video, I've spoken a lot about coming from Jamaica and having a baby here and everything. So we're gonna jump into being pregnant and labor and delivery in Jamaica versus here in America. And for me, it was very different. You know, for one, I didn't have my parents here, or not just parents, but my family. Of course, I had my in-laws and my husband and my kids and my other two kids. So having my daughter here, I got pregnant and it was just hard. I was working right through my other two pregnancies. I did not do so. So for the third one, I worked right through up until 9 months. Just having to do so much for the family while being pregnant, you know, still cooking and taking care of my toddler, because my younger son was like 4 at that time. And it was just a lot of work, you know, and thankfully my mom came here at the end of the pregnancy to help me out. And my in-laws were awesome as well. My sister-in-law and my mom-in-law was awesome. She doesn't like when I call her mom-in-law. So my mom, I have 2 moms. So they were awesome as well. Doctor's visit, you know, they didn't do a lot of ultrasounds for me and stuff like that. But for the delivery, it was awesome for me because I had all my families in there, you know, family in terms of, you know, my in-laws and stuff, like I said before. My mom was inside there. My husband was able to cut the umbilical cord and watch me deliver. He understands exactly what I would go through with the other two, because in Jamaica, you're not able to do something unless you're willing to pay a lot of money to go to a private doctor and get that done. So in Jamaica, I only had, for my 2 sons there that I delivered, I only had like a doctor and a private nurse, and me, and God, of course. And you know, so it was a bit different. But I felt more relaxed at one point here because, you know, everybody was around me inside of the delivery room. It wasn't just me thinking about how I can do this, I can't do this, and stuff like that. All right. So that was my delivery and labor. I want to also talk about my accent. So it seems as if my accent is something that has always been an issue, not only here, but in Jamaica. In Jamaica, I wasn't Jamaican enough. Because when I spoke, you know, some people wondered if I traveled before, and some people thought when I go to Jamaican, that I sounded like a Kingstonian. But when I went to Kingston to live at one point, they asked, you know, they could actually picked up that I'm from Montego Bay. I'm from Montego Bay, by the way. So it was, I don't know, I always have this, I don't know, I've never traveled until I actually came here to America, but I came here already having the American accent, if you want to say that. And then when I came here, people were asking me where I was from, if I was from Barbados or Trinidad. They heard some form of Caribbean accent, but it wasn't sure. It didn't sound like Jamaican. I'm like, what the hell?
Say what?
I don't belong anywhere. Nobody knows where I'm from. So yeah, the accent thing has always been an issue in both countries, I guess. I don't find that accent that, I guess I just talk Kenisha. How about that? I don't speak Jamaican, I don't speak American. I speak Kenisha. Disciplining children. And disciplining children here and Jamaica, obviously, totally different. If you're a Jamaican watching this, you know say, when a ramp with pitney a yard.
Why are you crying?
When people get lit down, them get lit down, kind of have manners and respect, and they know say when big people are taught, they don't come in there and stuff like that, and then keep them little corner because they need to understand themselves. Up here, when I stepped up here, everybody was like, "Oh, Kenisha, you cannot beat the kids. And my in-laws, and my mother-in-law, and one day I got so mad, I grabbed my son. I was like, oh my God, you're gonna make police come and all these things. I'm like, what the hell? So you gonna tell me how to discipline my child? So I'm not a beater, right? But when I forget it, I don't get late. I'm not abusing them, right? And keep it in mind that lit never kill nobody.
Lit never kill nobody.
It grow me. It grow enough for honor. What happened to honor? I know for you guys who've been watching, like, you beat your kids. No, I don't beat them. I discipline them. And mostly I take their stuff as usual and, you know, punish them. But if they get knocked 1 and 2 times, they're gonna get knocked. For me, it's not much different to me because I didn't really do a lot of beating in Jamaica anyway. So for here, it's the same. Like, nothing changed. And all 3 kids are being brought up the same way, just like I did with my 2 sons in Jamaica. When you travel to any other country, when you migrate or anything, ensure that your kids know their culture and keep the traditions that's there, so they don't grow up thinking and like not knowing where they're from. I see a lot of people putting out videos talking patois for a day with my kids, talking patois for a day for my spouse or whatever not. Listen, all my kids, including my 2-year-old, can speak patois. They understand me because we don't go around walking around talking, oh, come here, da da da. Yeah, I speak English, but at the same time, for me, when I get mad, I speak a lot of patois all the time, right? And they understand it. They understand and they try to speak. They may not speak it as fluent as, you know, being brought up in Jamaica. My 16-year-old, who's gonna be 17 in April, oh my God, I have a 17-year-old. He can actually talk it. He sound weird now because he have the accent, but in talk it, him understand it. My 6-year-old, who's also gonna be 7 in April, he understands it and he tries to speak it. He sounds weird as hell, right? And my 2-year-old, first of all, it's all on my husband. He's the one that pushes these things on them to understand, for them to understand that they need to speak patois, understand patois. So my 2-year-old can speak and talk to her. She talks to her father like, yo, daddy, walk on, and stuff like that. So they understand it. And the culture, you know, for me, on Sundays, it's all about cooking your rice and peas and any form of chicken and your salad and your all these different meats and whatever not. And, you know, I came up here and I realized that, you know, there is not a Sunday tradition, because I go to my in-laws' household and it's the same thing. Well, not the same thing. I mean, they do like cooking and stuff like that, but there's always families coming over or they're going somewhere. And I kind of feel bad sometimes because I don't really go to that, especially with COVID. But even before COVID, I wasn't that person to go there every day for Sunday. For Sunday, I believe that I need to sit in and I need to cook my rice and peas and whether chicken, fish, pork, curry goats, whatever it is. For my family, we need to sit down and eat here as a family on a Sunday. Sunday is about chilling home with your family and just relaxing, right? For me, when I go, I don't know, I sound like some old-time people, old-fashioned type thing, but I don't go buy no restaurant food and then something. Sunday we're supposed to cook our yard and, you know, rice and peas type thing. And Sunday daytime, a soup. We don't cook soup, but my in-law, my mother, we get soup every Saturday, different type of soup. All the dishes, so yeah, I'm gonna put up mother-in-law. I love her very much so. So every Saturday soup, right? So those are a little culture that we need to instill in our kids for them to understand that, you know, how we grow up and certain things we're not tolerating in Jamaica, whether it's sexuality or certain things like that, we still let them understand certain things. Still, you know, they still know that everybody is free to do whatever they want to do, but there's still certain things that, you know, as Christians, you know, because Jamaica is mostly Christian based, as Christians, certain things that the Bible talks about and stuff like that, you know, so we still try to instill certain things in them and stuff like that. Yeah, and, you know, let them be proud of where they come from. My kids are proud of Jamaica, and, you know, they haven't gone back for a very long time, but they know them stuff. And we need to instill these things. Don't let me just think that just America them know because America them come from. No, you know, push the Christianity in them, let them go to Sunday school and stuff like that. Let them know about them ancestors and their heroes, and just tell them about Jamaica. You understand? We're proud of where you come from. Straight up. When I came here, I started off by moving into my in-laws' house at the time. You know, it was just a start off. I'm from the ghetto. I get that wrong. I'm from the ghetto. But I wasn't brought up ghetto. Does that make sense? And that's another topic I'm gonna do, you know, in one of these videos. Because where you come from does not define you. It's just how you're brought up. And my mom did a very good job at that, right? She did a very good job to make sure that, you know, you're not on the streets, you're not involved in all these things. So I am from the ghetto, and I'm proud of where I'm from. I'm so proud of where I'm from. But I'm even more proud of how my mom brought me up. I could not go to friend yard and my tea forts and go to yard and stuff like that. But, you know, at the same time, even when I was in Jamaica, it wasn't like, I'm a motivated person and I'm very ambitious. Everybody know that I got pregnant early. If you watch my video, I got pregnant at 18, have my son at 19, my first son at 19. But then that still pushed me to, you know, get my own land, my own house. I purchased my own land at 20 and start building, you know, early 20s. So I have my own house in Jamaica before I moved here. I had good jobs and stuff like that. So when I got here, I had to start from scratch. It was hard for me. I had no family members here, immediate family members from my side and stuff like that. Yes, I have my husband's side, which they've been really helpful and helped me out in so much, you know, to transition here. And, you know, I came here and opportunities, you know, you have to take it. You can't just sit down, you're not gonna drop in your lap. You have to work for it, you have to want it. I see so many people come up here and them get relaxed and then they start do all these things they're not supposed to do. Or they work 2-3 jobs, which I appreciate that. But you know, you have to go ahead and you gotta push out what you want. You understand? Don't sit down and lay back. If you never used to drive before, go ahead and try drive. Opportunities up here are better in the sense that, you know, in Jamaica they talk about money. You have to have money to do this and money to do that. Up here they work on your credit. So once your credit good, you're good to go. You understand? And that was one of the things I liked. So when I came up here with the ambition, somebody have to drive me and push me already. I came up here in 2015. I haven't been here long. I came here in 2015, and by 2016, I was out in my own apartment. I moved my family, and we all moved out into our own apartments, right? I got a job by early 2016. 2015, I was just, you know, I was looking, but I wasn't pushing, because I came in the latter part of 2015. And by early part of 2016, I got me a job. And I mentally, everybody say that America, you can't say now, do this, you now, do that. But I was mentally trained, right? Or me make up my mind already, say, me need to come here and do certain things, so I never do a yard. You understand? Everybody different. That's what I said. I'm not gonna come here to do what I would never do home, right? Certain jobs it's just not for me. And so I came here and I got my first job as an admin assistant. And from there, I pushed up and I moved up in like less than 3 months to office manager. And within, I want to say a year after, I was moved up to operations manager. And you know, it's just by working. You know, I never come here with my cute looks and whatever and just say, give me a job or whatever. No, I worked. I took the bus and all these things, and I'm gonna say, hey, me need to drive, me need to get one car and stuff like that. And I never used to drive in Jamaica, and I came here and I got my license, and in no time I buy my car. In the same year, matter of fact, I had a car before I even had a license. I sold that because I got pregnant with my baby, and we bought another car. So we had 2 cars rolled, and I got my license and I started moving, and you know, then boom bang, I bought myself a house. And you know, so it's just movement and ambition, and just started just, you know, just what you want. It's basically what you want and how persistent you are, how ambitious you are moving. Everybody come here and have different issues and pushback and setback, and I understand that. And sometimes I hear some story, I'm like, thank you, Jesus, me never have to go through them something. I really appreciate it. but just continue pushing and moving hard and just, push and just go for what you want. You understand? It's hard work, but you have to want it to get it. You understand? And I know that was a lot, but we really have to say that out there. So yeah, those are opportunities that I realized that it's there, and and I pushed them so far. I've been very successful, and it's just for more to come. You understand? Just make sure that my kids are okay and just give them all the opportunity America after me fling them in their face and then get the good schooling and all these good things that they need to get. America wants you to be going for that. The opportunity, but you have to go for it. The cost of living up here, it's when I just moved here, I compared everything. I compared hairdresser, for example. In Jamaica, could I go years ago wash my hair for maybe $2,000 or something Jamaican money. But when I got here, my hair said $50 and $70. I said, what? So like around $7,000 for the hair, $8,000 and something there. I used to compare everything to Jamaican money. I'm like, that's crazy. It's a certain thing that's supermarket, and I say, so this a fit in Jamaica. I used to do that a lot until when I got here, when I actually started settling, and hearing about money back in Jamaica, or when I went to visit the last time, and I saw certain things, I'm like, you can't get this for $1. I realized why some people do that when they actually come to Jamaica, cause you kind of get in the mindset. I used to calculate everything, even if I'm going to a clothing store. I'm like, it's too expensive in Jamaica. Could I get this for this? But then the money is different, and that when we get to understand, comparing money and the cost of living with certain things. The good thing I like is the fact that it's easy to get a car, or to get anything here. Anybody can get a car, anybody can get a house. You just need to have good credit, and I love that. Dressing, my dressing changed drastically living in America, because when I was back home, I'm not a hot girl, but I could have I dress for impress. You understand? I look good. I put on my clothes and look decent. Up here, especially since having a car, it's a hot mess. When I just started working, everybody used to look for me and like, oh my God, you look so nice, and wonder if this is regular dressing. Like, why everybody thought me look nice? Like, everybody used to do it, and me used to do overboard. I used to, where I started, it was a warehouse type of environment, and being an admin there, we used to dress up to my heels and then something and go to work. And everybody would come like, this girl coming in the warehouse looking like that. And eventually I started calming down with the situation. I started dressing down, I started wearing pants, and then and then immediately when I went to manager, it didn't reach too far, and too far in terms of transition, where I was just too comfortable, and I just put on any little thing and just go. I don't care how I look. I stop wearing makeup. Like, after I get pregnant with my daughter, I just stop wearing makeup. I gotta run to the store and my head tie up. I drop my son off. I bust up in my pajama.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Anybody in Jamaica come and see me, I walk up and down in America, yeah, so they look for me. I say, can you show me here? Oh, you look, sir. America is stress you up, man. But it's just, I don't know if it's the age or just having 3 kids now or whatever, but I just don't care anymore. I try to do it sometime, but for the most part, I don't give a rat's ass of how I look walking around. The biggest change up here is the weather. I'm in the New England area, and the weather is psychotic. It on the head. It paranoid. It just sick. It's just sick. Like, you go out the door right now, and out the door is sunny, and feel nice, 56 degrees or 60 degrees. You come in the house and step back outside, it has snow, it has rain, it cold, like 30 degrees. It just crazy. So that's something I couldn't get used to. I couldn't get used to that. I'm getting used to it now, but that snow something there, not mine. I hate the winter. My favorite season up here is actually the spring. Because it's not too hot, it's not too cold. But any rain, I want next problem. But the summer, Marathi, it's like a desert up here. It hot, it's humid, it just feel like you want to tear off your skin. I can't manage it. The weather is crazy. But apart from that, you know, I'm getting used to it as much as possible. The other big thing that happened, like, I feel like America don't agree with me, America don't like me. Me don't know why. In Jamaica, yes, me they have like acne and stuff like that. But Jesus, man, when I come up here, I start find out some I have eczema on my face. Everything I'm using on my face, it blackness, like blackness. And like my face burn up, bump up. My skin starts strip, you know, like snake when you just see like some like I can literally like hold my finger and just pull off dead skin. My knuckles them get black, like they're changing. It's like my eyes them start like having some black marks under them. Like, I don't know, like everything. I'm still not come back to it. Me still like it started off coming back good and I got pregnant and started all over again. So now I try to get back my color and stuff like that. So I just start use some new products on my face. I watch to see all the workouts before, because sometimes I start using something and it start working and then it stop and start doing all over again. So I start use something new now. So let's see how that works out. Still have some people for me to be with and something like that. But yeah, but in Jamaica, it never so bad. Up here, I can't even use the products that I used to use in Jamaica. It's not, it's crazy. I don't know if it's the water, if I had a bipolar weather, I don't know. So we're gonna wrap up this video real quick. That's my experience so far in America. Oh, and I need to say, living in America, them say Jamaica have this terminology: one hand can't clap. A true word. You need two of them. You need a partner. You need somebody who will push for your drive. I mean, you can go ahead and fight your way and do things, but it's easier when you have a partner with you, because you know, you go through life much easier. It's not so stressful and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm thankful for the life I have so far and what we have accomplished in a short time frame. Thank you all for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe, share this video, like, and leave comments below. Tell me if you have migrated to a different country, what's your experience? You know, let me know. And put some ideas down there. What do you want me to talk about? You know, I'll talk about your mouthpiece. You understand? So again, until later, bye.